Hello, I am here with my father.
That'd be me.
We're going to be talking about high school today. We're going to be sharing experiences and possibly giving advice.
That's debatable.
Overall, do you think that you were a good student in high school?
No, not even once.
Besides underage drinking and a lot of other things that I'm not very proud of, I think I was a pretty good kid.
What about all those phone calls and stuff that I would get from the school? Alyssa left for lunch. Alyssa's not here. Alyssa's absent in second period.
I'm pretty sure I told you to block him at one point. You would complain all the time.
They wouldn't just call. They would call. They'd send an email, and I get a text like every single day.
They just needed you to know.
I didn't care.
Don't text me at work. Don't call me and text me at work.
Alone, man. She gonna come back. Come on back.
Yeah, no, I left all the time. There was always a teacher that used to stay outside of the band building, and I would eat in the band building. So we all like grouped up, and we would leave at separate times. And she would see us, and she'd go, "Girls, girls!" But she'd be on the other side of the lawn. So I'm like, just pretend like you don't hear her. Just pretend like you don't hear her. Like,
Be aggressively walking.
just jet off. No, but I was with I was with two friends. One of them that was in front of me just took off, and the other one, she was like a goody goody. So I was like, just pretend like you don't hear her. Just keep walking. Girls. This turns around and goes, "What?" I was like, "No."
Yeah.
She told her our names. I said, "Why?"
She got a reduced sentence for that, is what it was. She only got 1 day out instead of 3. And I had summer school. If it interfered with band, obviously I'm going to do what's important and go to band. So I would, if I didn't have band, I would take my shit into my classroom and sit my book and my notebook and my paper and pencil stuff on my desk. And then I'd walk to Burger King and eat and wait until class was over and then go get all my shit and wait for mom or dad to pick me up. I'd walk in there to get my stuff and the teacher would be like, "Where were you?" I was at Burger King.
When I got ISS?
When you ask me how to get ISS, I'm a senior and I want ISS. How do I do that, Daddy?
I was going to be so mad if I didn't get it by the end of my senior year because what would be the point of going to school if you didn't have ISS at one point? I took Dave Ramsey notes. You know how much I learned that day in ISS?
That, he's eating it.
That's Gordon Ramsay.
Oh,
he knows everything about money.
Never heard of her.
10 baby steps.
Huh?
10 baby steps. No, I'm sorry. No, it's 3. 3 baby steps.
So basically you don't know the guy either. Is that what you're saying?
I said it was such a long time ago. I learned about it.
You learn all kinds of stuff, but you don't have a clue what you learned.
Yeah, I literally filled up a whole notebook with notes about Dave Ramsey throughout that. Because they gave me a whole day. I've seen people leave like during certain blocks or something because their ISS was over. I got a whole day. You know what I did?
Left school.
Yeah, and I ate a bowl of cereal and took a nap. Came back. I came back, and I still got a whole day. I had to go get everybody's lunch, and I spilled the teacher's coffee. I had to go back down there and get another one. I spilled it on me. Have you ever gotten into a fight or almost gotten into a fight?
Yeah, a few times. One time, my cousin was in a fight with one of our friends. So I was like, "Hey guys, stop."
Stop it.
Which was dumb. I should have been like, get him. But no, I tried to break it up, and then I ended up being in the middle, and they was pounding on me. So that was nice. And then I got in trouble, which is dumb. Let's see, another time, we went bowling with the school, and this dude that I've known all my life, he got mad at me for whatever reason, and was like trying to give me elbows, like elbow drops, like a wrestler. I was like, what was that? But other than that, that was pretty much it. In middle school, there was a guy kicking the back of my chair, and I kept telling him, like, every day, "Stop, man. Just stop. Stop doing that. Stop." And I'd had about enough, and I guess I was just in a bad mood, and I sit down, and that dude kicked my desk, man. I did. I stood up, I turned around, I punched him in the face, said, "Stop doing that," and I turned around, back around, and I sit back down, and the teacher come in, and everything was fine.
My basic math class, there was a girl who came in, and she, pulled me over to the side. She was like, "Alyssa, I'm tripping balls." And I was like, why? And she was like, one of my friends gave me an edible in the hallway, and I'm freaking out. And I'm like, do we need to call somebody? Like, are you like, are you tripping, or are you just like faded? And she was like, no, bro, I'm tripping. Like, I'm hallucinating. And I was like,
what the heck?
So she asked the teacher if she could go to the nurse, and then I was like, well, am I not going with you? Like, I feel like somebody should go with you. And
girl, stop!
I made her tell the teacher that she didn't know where the nurse was. Senior year. So the teacher was like, yeah, you can go with her. So we leave. We're gone for a total of 45 minutes. We did not go to the nurse's office. we went to the bathroom so she could call her dad so he could pick her up. Me and her and then the teacher meet up with each other in the hallway, and she's like, I went to the nurse's office. You guys weren't there. I was like, nope, we sure weren't.
You're right.
What's your favorite and least favorite memory of high school?
I guess my favorite would probably be band. My least favorite, I don't Miss Andrews. I've never had a teacher that I hated more than that one. I'm not gonna lie, I really was gonna run over her one time because I was going to choose to watch wrestling one night on a Sunday night. Miss Andrews went to that church that's right beside the house that she grew up in. I saw that bitch, and the only reason I didn't run her ass over was because she was pregnant. That is not even a lie.
That makes you a good person.
First of all, she was a bitch. Second, we were working in groups of 3 or 4. So when you're working in a group, what do?
Talk to your group.
Talk to your group, and you work as a group, okay? This walks by me, and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm working in a group. You're cheating. I'm like, what are you... What? She accused me of cheating when we're working in groups. And I was like, Miss Andrews, I really don't know what your problem is, but we're working in groups. So it's literally impossible for me to cheat if we're working in groups. Don't be a dumbass. This lady, man, like all she wanted to do was give me detentions. Just because in that same section of the pod, I had government before I had world geography, and I had world geography when I was a senior because I was a failure. But it was like literally 8 steps from the class before that to her class. And she could not wrap her brain around why I couldn't be on time. Well, it's simple. I didn't want to come to your class. I would have 1 foot inside the threshold on the floor when the bell rang. And that would write me up every day. She'd be like, "Let me get your referral." Okay. So I'd walk up there. She'd hand me the referral. I'd wad it up and throw it away. Come on and get you another. Well, no, I'm not going to do that again. I've done it once. I'm not. This is like every other day. I'm serious, man. She wrote me up every day. She's like, "Well, you have a detention department." No, I don't, because I've got banned. Yeah. I'm not staying your detention because you're mad because 1 foot wasn't in the door. I ended up owing her, I think it was like 26 hours of after school detention. You won't graduate till you stay. I was Anyway, we never got along. I don't know where that bitch is now, but I hope she's suffering.
I brought up you today in biology. I was like, well, my dad will text me about every 5 minutes asking me if I'm okay. She said, your dad was so funny. And I was like, no, he wouldn't.
Who's
that?
that?
Go to class. Apparently, her friend, who's a teacher, had you, and she would see you running around all the time and making jokes and making fun of people and pushing people's books out of their hands.
I gave her hell, man. And she was awesome. She was like, I don't know, like 40, 11 years old. I really pushed her buttons. One day, because I'd get this teacher off on a rant. Like, I would totally sidetrack that girl. There'd be no English learned that day. Like, no vocabulary, no reading books. And this girl named Rachel, she's like, can you please stop? Because I really am trying to learn stuff. And I was like, no, what? Are you serious? I probably tormented her more than any other. I would get her so tore up, she wouldn't even know which side was up.
You said that people would tell you, hey, I didn't study for this test. Can you get us out?
They would, man. And then they'd be like, hey, man, can you change my grade in the grade book? I got like a 48. I need to have an 88 or something. Yeah, get her attention, and I'd literally do it right in front of her face.
I wasn't late or anything, but the teacher was. And this poor teacher, I mean, he retired the year after he had me. We had a test that day. He was out of the room. I was rummaging through his stuff because I was literally trying to find the test or answers to the test. Like the Scantron that had all the answers on it was right there. So, of course, obviously, I took a picture of it,
because that's what
front and back.
Makes sense.
And I said, hey guys, the answers are right here. If you want me to airdrop them to you, let me know. And I got everybody's numbers. And there was like 6 people that didn't want it because they were goody-goodies, you know. And it was a smaller class, so I only like airdropped it to like 8 people. Every single one of us aced that test. The teacher was like, y'all did pretty good.
You're such a great teacher.
He was like older, so it made me feel good that I did that because the grades that the students have reflects on the teacher. So if we all ace the test, the teacher's doing a good job.
That's true. That's true.
Today, I walked into biology and she said cadence. And I said, yeah. And I was like, God, she's going to ask me to do something. And she said, if we have a TN ready tomorrow, be here at 7:30. You have to be in your seat at 7:30 in the morning. And I said, well, my school starts at 7:45. So you may be here.
To the wrong.
I'll get here at 7:45. And she said, Cadence, come on now. You have failed every test I've given you. And I was like, maybe. I got a 10 out of 56 on this test. And she was like, Cadence, what is your problem? Like, why aren't you getting this
What
right?
is your problem?
Like, girl, I'm not getting them right because I don't know the dang thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really try hard on a test, and I got a 29 out of 36. And she said, Cadence, you need to get at least a 33. And I was like, listen, I just got a 10 out of 56 on my last.
This is a big improvement.
And I need you to support me. And if that's not what making you feel like.
I had honors chemistry, or maybe I don't remember if it was actually honors or not. I had it with my friend Sydney, and every quiz, every test, we would have to turn in our papers to this little like tray. I would wait on Sydney to turn in her test or quiz every time, and then go up there and pretend like I'm turning it in, and then be like, oh, I forgot to put my name on it. Grab mine and Sydney's together and take it back to my table and fill in the bubbles.
That's actually pretty smart.
Yep.
I don't understand why these math teachers, they think that is the most important thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't. I don't give a damn how much you
and
know
they don't
about
care.
math.
They don't care about any extracurricular activities.
The actual important stuff, they don't care about. Man, read the statistics. If you're that big on math, how about you read the fucking statistics on band kids?
Yes.
They'll be like, okay, one more time, and you're like, almost time to go. One more time, do it full out.
All right, full run through.
And
then 2 minutes till
whoa, hold on.
So my math teacher one time actually gave me a big old math packet to do the weekend that we went to Indianapolis.
Yeah, that's stupid.
So what I did is I wrote my entire schedule on
I
the math
remember
packet.
this happening.
All these kids in band, they're like, let me get my laptop and my textbook and everything on the way to Indy. And I'm like, first of all,
this is a band ride. Band bus. We going to sleep or we gonna party. It's one or the other.
I was sitting in homeroom and she'd be like, okay guys, it's homeroom time, so I'm going to turn on my instrumental music and I'm going to come to each of y'all and I'm going to talk to you about your missing grades.
ew, don't come and talk to me.
And I'd say, oh yeah, she just hasn't graded that. Yeah, she's having a hard time because her husband's got the COVID and she ain't been able to fix grades yet, and she'd believe me each time, and I don't know why, because they never get fixed.
I really wasn't on track to take geometry my
No,
freshman
yeah,
year,
but
but
ain't none of us ever been on that.
my 8th grade teacher, she was like, I'm gonna be pulling everybody outside into the hallway to discuss classes, like math classes for high school, like freshman year. And so she's taking everybody out one by one, and everybody come back with pieces of paper. So she pulls me out there and she's like, Alyssa, I said, Miss Piercy. She said,
it's like just like your dad. You wrote down my ass.
She said, if I send you into geometry your freshman year, it would be like sending you into a war without a gun. And I said, Miss Piercy, I didn't get paper.
Everybody else did.
I threw it away. I threw that bitch away.
So I failed geometry my sophomore year. My junior year, I took geometry again. I had Mr. He was like, "Why are you in here as a junior?" I was like, "Let me tell you, I don't work.
I don't apply myself, and I don't do any work.
No, I don't work." So we had this big long conversation about how it was absolutely ridiculous that I failed geometry because it was the most easiest thing. And I was like, I didn't do any work, so therefore I didn't learn anything. So
it ain't easy when you just look at it and you've never seen it before.
I had a crush on him. Dude.
Wasn't he the gay guy?
No.
Oh.
So at the very end of the semester, he came up to me because we were about to take a test, and he was like, "I know that you can do this because these last couple of quizzes that I've been giving you, you've actually been getting good grades on them." I was failing so hard. We ended up taking the test. It was like an hour long. I finished mine like 30 minutes. So I turned mine in, and he grades mine like instantly. He was telling us that he was going to be grading them like next week or whatever. He grades mine instantly. He comes over to me, and he like reaches his hand down, and I'm like, he's like, "Congratulations, you passed geometry." I said,
I'm sorry, what?
It was an amazing moment.
That does sound amazing. Technically, I failed gym, but they passed me anyway. I had like a 27.
Oh, I skipped gym.
Oh, I did too because I got a 27. So
I passed because my gym coach didn't care, but he actually got fired later for sexual assault. I would always go to the bathroom. It would be me and a couple other girls, and we would always just chill in the bathroom, and nobody would care.
Maybe he just thought you had IBS.
that poor girl, we're gonna pass her because she's got the poops.
Mr. Today, he asked me if I was feeling better, and I said, "Yeah, I'm feeling okay. It was rough for the first few days." And he was like, "You know what, Cadence? Mind over matter." And I was like, "Mr. Reed, shut up." Who sits beside me, he has red hair, and I'm pretty sure he got bugs. He laid there.
Boy, they need a wash.
He'll sit there and he'll sleep.
If you had to give one piece of advice for somebody going into high school or already in high school, what would it be?
Push your luck with every single teacher and have a good time, because that shit, I mean, when you're out of high school, it's over. Like your fun times other than college are about gone.
Why not have fun?
Yeah, I mean,
why not?
You can have fun. You need to learn. You
teachers.
need to learn, and you need to have a good relationship with your teachers. But at the same time, man, you gotta have a good time with it.
These teachers that feel like they can't have any fun.
It's because
there's
their
teachers
cheating on them.
There's
and their book club isn't going well.
Are you not even reading the book? Because I think you just watched the movie. Your shit ain't lining up with chapter 4.
And did you ever have to do Socratic seminars?
Who?
Those are the devil. Okay, so you're reading a book as a class. You're sitting in a circle. There's two circles. There's an inner circle and an outer circle. If you're in the outer circle, you have to grade somebody who's on the inner circle. So, and it's vice versa.
Yeah. So the inner circle, you gotta talk 7 times and cite evidence, and if you don't give them the 100.
So there's like questions about like details of the book.
Mm-hmm. And then, you know how the leaders of the conversation, they'll pick on the ones who've been quiet?
Oh.
Me!
So you get picked on, and a lot of times I would just be like, well, I agree with Jimmy on what he said. I think that, and just recite exactly what Jimmy said. So, and I got.
Do you actually sit in circles?
Yes!
Yes!
Bro, if I knew I was doing that, man, I would eat Taco Bell for supper and for lunch. And be like, hey, let's get in a circle! You smell like?
I had a special needs kid in my science class.
Seems like I remember that.
He would poot and it'd be so loud. Or he said, "Sorry, I tooted. Miss I tooted." She said, "You need to go outside whenever you feel that."
If you go outside!
Take that shit on the floor!
I said, "Okay, I think I'm gonna take my juice bottle and I'm gonna go outside." And so, in the distance,
It's cranberry juice.
we're all working.
I drink this to be regular.
My piece of advice for anybody in high school or going to high school is literally trust no one. This is serious chiz. You should always be nice to everybody that you see. If I'm taking time out of my day to ask you how you are and you have no words to say to me,
Number
Name
2,
down.
if you ever see somebody that doesn't have any friends or that is sitting at the table alone eating lunch, go sit with them.
Mm-hmm.
You might change your life.
We have several more stories to
Lots of stories.
talk about. We
Lots
might
of
even do a
stories.
part 2. Anyways,
Peace out.
peace out. That's gorgeous.